Let's start with our favorite Michael Jackson songs of all time. Dwayne, I know you want to get started, so why don't you start us off?
It's actually kind of easy, but then I'll give a little caveat. So it's probably Rock With You. I wanna rock with you. I just think that song is just like maybe the perfect song. It's so in pocket, it's so melodic. But I did win $100 in a lip sync contest to Remember the Time. So that's got to be an honorable mention.
Kat, what is your favorite Michael Jackson song?
The Smooth Criminal, definitely. It's just so catchy. I wish I had more to it. I have never won a lip sync contest to a Michael Jackson song myself. I only lose those every time I try.
Michelle, do you have a favorite Michael Jackson song?
Well, I can't say it because it has THRNL. Thriller.
Oh, Thriller. Oh, okay. Why do you like Thriller?
I don't know. It's like the seasonal song.
Oh, because it's like a Halloween song?
Every Halloween, I'm dancing.
And it's maybe arguably the top 1 or 2 or 3 videos ever.
And I have to say, I never actually listened to too much Michael Jackson. I was that nerdy kid who listened to political talk radio and sports talk radio when I was a kid. So I didn't hear any of the songs. My first real musician, that person I listened to, was Tupac. So I kind of missed that Michael Jackson popular time.
I kind of missed the Michael Jackson era too, because I was born like a little too late for Michael Jackson. Like the big one when I was a kid. Oh, that's not even a Michael. That's R. Kelly. Sorry.
I Believe I Can Fly.
I Believe I Can Fly. That's not even Michael Jackson. That's the closest thing to a Michael Jackson hit from my childhood.
Kat, probably in your childhood. You Rock My World was probably in your childhood, or I don't know, at some point. And that was a massive hit. That was his last massive hit. And that was in the 2000s, I think.
Really? I don't even know what that one is. I was too busy listening to Eminem in the 2000s.
Yeah, it was either 99 or 2000, but it's also a great video. Chris Tucker's in the video.
Oh,
yeah.
Okay.
My favorite one is Baby One More Time. I think that was Michael Jackson, right? No, I'm just kidding.
Oh, that could be dark depending on how you hear that title.
Yeah, that's true. That's true.
Welcome. This is season 3, episode 10 of the award-winning Unofficial Official Story podcast. I'm Kat, and I'm full of chocolate. I just finished off a See's Candies chocolate box that my boyfriend got me. So that's how I'm feeling. High on sugar. How about you guys?
Hey guys, I'm Dwayne. I'm feeling good. I'm feeling like I'm very excited about Christmas. I'm not going to go shopping until the 24th, but yeah, I'm feeling good about it.
You know what? I think that's going to be a very peaceful experience for you. Very zen
Right.
shopping on the 24th.
And I am Koji, and I've done all my shopping already, and excitedly I actually ate a whole box of Harry and David's popcorn that my intern gave me. Actually, the intern that wrote this show. So thank you very much.
Well, are you still doing 1 day of fasting? So if so, you can afford it. You can afford the popcorn.
Yes, I do 2 days of fasting. I do 1 day on Tuesday, then 1 day on Thursday for 24 hours.
And this is where we tell you the official story. We look at the paranormal, conspiracies, unexplained phenomena, cryptids, and true crime. And by the end, we'll tell you what really maybe happened. In this episode, we're asking the question, was Michael Jackson chemically castrated by his father? But first, let's introduce our comedian, Michelle Malazaki. Ichiban Mom, Michelle Malazaki is not only a stand-up comedian, but also a musical artist. Her track Nap Time by Nap 8 Stop is the official song for National Napping Day. And in the comedic arena, Michelle's achievements include being a runner-up at FunnyFest in Canada in 2023, showcasing her wit on an international stage. She has also opened for Russell Peters and was featured on CNN in a program called Champions for Change, raising her status to become a formidable force in the world of laughter. Hi, Michelle. Welcome.
Yay! Oh my gosh.
Hey, Michelle.
I love my bio. I sound so wonderful.
I also want to mention that Michelle and I are going to be doing a podcast for the Japanese American National Museum. It's going to come out in February. That's why I wanted to bring her on board to introduce you guys. So we'll talk more about that when that comes out. But Michelle, tell us how you became a comedian.
Oh, thank you for having me on. I'm so super excited. Well, I had a midlife crisis. 20 years ago. 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 because I listened to Michael Jackson's songs in 80s Cat. And I don't know, I started taking improv classes, and then that led me to take more classes at improv schools. And then it hit me, you need a team to do improv. So I started doing solo act and become a stand-up comedian. So in short, I have no friends.
What did your family think of you becoming a comedian?
I'm married to a rocket scientist, so he's not talkative and he doesn't talk, and all his jokes are terrible. So my kids think I'm great.
Nice.
And they were very supportive of you, the rocket scientist. He was very supportive of you.
Well, he only came to my show 3 times out of like 2,000. So I don't. Is he supportive? I don't know.
Honestly, as a fellow comedian with a partner, I feel like they come to our shows at the beginning, like the first 3 or 4 times, and they're like, "Oh, you're doing the same thing every time. I'm done." And they stop. They stop.
Yeah, last time my husband came to my show because he wanted to see somebody else on the show.
Oh,
Right.
my boyfriend only comes to my shows if they're at the Comedy and Magic Club because he wants the food.
Oh.
There you go. And you also have a music career here. Why don't you tell us about how that happened?
Yeah, I want to be a one-hit wonder, and so I have few songs, and according to Google, I am a music artist. Yes, I did Eagle search on internet, and at first it says my genre was rap, which I'm not. So I contacted Google and told them I'm not a rap artist. And they said, prove it. Yo,
What?
I don't know.
How do you prove you're not something?
I don't know. And then they changed it just to music artist. I guess they figured that I wasn't a rap artist. Yeah, but I want to be a one-hit wonder someday.
I used to have a joke about that. By the way, nowadays, if you have a joke, you almost have to put it out in some public forum because it's the only way to prove you did it, right? But I used to have a joke about because Europe, because Michael, what's his name? Hasselhoff. He was a big musical star in Germany. So I had a joke about everyone gets to have one hit in Europe. It's like jury duty. You go in and you film. So I think if you're going to be a one-hit wonder, you could do it here for sure, but I feel like Europe is the perfect place.
All right. Well, now let's get this story straight once and for all.
Yep, let's do it.
Word. This is this one is interesting. Was Michael Jackson chemically castrated by his father? First off, what is chemical castration? Well, according to Wikipedia, can't go wrong with those guys. Chemical castration is castration via, and this is what I forgot to do, look up how to say this word, aphrodisiac drugs.
Probably an aphrodisiac, if I had to guess.
Oh, I didn't even see that. An aphrodisiac? Oh, okay, yeah, I see it now. Whether to reduce libido and sexual activity, to treat cancer, or otherwise. That's what, usually it's for. Unlike surgical castration, where the gonads are removed through an incision in the body, chemical castration does not remove organs, nor is it a form of sterilization. Chemical castration is generally reversible when treatment is discontinued, although permanent effects in body chemistry can sometimes be seen, as in the case of bone density loss.
I didn't even know that you could do chemical castration before this. Did you guys even know that was possible?
Yeah, I knew that was possible. They do that to pedos, to pedophiles. So
they do?
once they get...
Dwayne, why don't you tell us about your experience?
Well, I didn't know that either, but when people are transitioning, I knew that they could. So I guess when you're transitioning, they can increase testosterone or increase estrogen or decrease. So I guess that I knew, but I didn't know about chemical castration.
Mm-hmm.
So the theory of Michael Jackson's chemical castration has been circling for several years now. In a video that can be watched on Access Hollywood's YouTube channel, the link will be in the show notes, Conrad Murray, Jackson's former physician who administered the fatal dose of propofol, or how do you say it? Propofol. Oh my God.
Propofol.
That killed Jackson in 2009 and was subsequently convicted of involuntary manslaughter, claims that Jackson's father, Joe Jackson, had chemically castrated MJ at the age of 12 in order to keep his voice from deepening during puberty.
Ooh.
Yeah, this is crazy. He reiterates this in his book. This is it. The Secret Lives of Dr. Conrad Murray and Michael Jackson, which was released in 2016. So let me just say, if it's in a book, it's true. So We're done.
Yeah, at least it's not the internet.
Yeah,
so
yeah.
that's better.
It's in a book. It's fine. Yeah.
Take a look. It's in a book. Reading rainbow. You're welcome for my singing. That I hope it brightened your day. Okay.
You're a good singer.
Thank you.
Maybe you could have a one-hit wonder. You have a one-hit wonder.
I
You have a
know.
one-hit wonder. You have a one-hit wonder.
What are you, the Oprah of one-hit wonders? Right. Let's keep going. Now, it was no secret that MJ had a tense relationship with his father. What? Really? Okay. In the 2003 documentary, Living with Michael Jackson, MJ recalls the memories of his father's harsh treatment during his childhood. According to The Blast, it was also discovered after MJ's death that Joe Jackson was written out of MJ's will, and MJ reportedly told many of his friends about his hatred for his father.
Wait. So let me just say, I'm really tough on my son. He wants to be a Major League Baseball player. I hope he never thinks that I chemically castrated him. Like, I hope that's not like,
right. Well, but then don't do that. Yeah, he won't think it if you don't do it.
As long as your son goes through actual puberty, odds are he will not think you chemically castrated him.
But I just want to make that clear on this podcast.
But for the athlete, they need to be the
True.
opposite of castration.
Yes.
Yeah, so maybe they put extra testicles. So you have four.
Yeah.
You have four testicles.
His son's got small balls.
You get a testicle. You get a testicle.
We are very silly over here. All right. However, the Jackson family put out multiple warm statements after Joe Jackson's death. MJ's children, Prince and Paris, also seem to have loving memories of Joe, contrary to the kinds of stories that Michael would tell about his father. Suspicious.
Well, grandparents are usually nicer to the grandkids.
True.
It's just it's not their responsibility. It's more like, here's some candy and then go home.
Plus, MJ was the cash cow, right?
Yeah.
Everybody else, he's going to be nice to everybody else, but MJ in particular was like, that's.
And also, that's a good point. The cash was already made. So you only had to be like ride one guy with the talent. Now everyone is just, chilling off that,
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
On an Instagram post, June 27th, 2018, Prince Michael shares a photo of Joe with the caption, link in the show notes. This man is and always will be an example of sheer willpower and dedication. He didn't choose the path that was the easiest, but he chose the path that was best for his family. You taught me to take pride in the Jackson name and what it really means. You taught me dedication in the face of adversity. And most of all, you showed me strength and fearlessness. There is and never will be someone like you.
You know what's weird about that is it makes it seem like that he's the one that was singing.
Who, Prince? But it's almost like he's saying, like, it's a good thing you were really hard on my pop. I feel like he wrote that by the pool.
Yeah, like sheer will of beating him and stuff.
Also, though, like I've heard there are some real psychos out there, like serial killers who then have families and they're like good to their families, but it's because they like kind of like what we were saying earlier, like he only had to ride one person to the top. Like he might even be making up for like, oh, I was so hard on my own son. I'm going to make sure I'm going to be sweet to my grandkids.
Right.
Right. I don't think that this contradiction actually means anything.
Yeah, I don't think so either.
And also, when you're younger, you have energy to beat the kids, I guess.
That's right. That's
my mom is a lot
right.
nicer in her old age, so I think you're right.
See?
She used to beat the shit out of me.
That's exactly right. That's exactly right. And you also learn you catch more bees with honey than you do with vinegar. So, Joe probably got finesse in his older age.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
Yes.
That's smart.
I like it. I love it.
Yeah. Okay. In addition, there are various people that debate the authenticity of Murray's claims. According to Mel Magazine is something I always read for all my facts. I'm just letting you guys know.
Right.
The link is in the show
I
notes.
use Ralph's digest. Go ahead. Yes.
The free one, right?
Yes.
Okay.
I use Penny Saver.
Right.
Do they still exist? Does Penny Saver still exist?
I don't know, honestly.
That's a shame if it
Good
doesn't.
question.
I mean, that
I
would be
haven't
like,
seen it. I
like,
could Google
I
it.
haven't seen it.
we should restart that because that's something that maybe that's why Trump was elected.
Penny Saver didn't exist anymore.
Yeah, it filled like a hole.
It went out of business in May of 2015, and you know what? Maybe that is why Trump got elected.
Yeah, that can't be a coincidence. There's some kind of correlation. That's what he was running for office at that point. By that point, so
yeah, never know.
Yeah. Okay.
I smell a thesis, some doctorate work.
Yes. New episode.
Many fans and singing experts argue that he definitely lost some vocal range after puberty. Also, while Michael Jackson was impressive for his range that spanned 3-4 octaves, other singers such as Freddie Mercury and Chris Cornell, were also capable of doing this. The drug theorized to have been used on MJ was still in clinical trials in the early 1970s, the period of time when MJ was 12. Many people believe in the Jackson family have fairly high-pitched voices, and MJ's autopsy, released in 2009, noted no abnormalities when it came to his larynx.
And yet, Murray continues to claim that Michael Jackson was chemically castrated. So, what do you guys think? Was Michael Jackson chemically castrated by his father? When we return, we'll put our heads together to figure out what really maybe happened.
Thank you, everybody, for listening. We know that there's 50,000 of you guys listening to us every month. And if you guys could give us something, that would be really awesome, because right now everything's being paid for out of my pocket. And I don't want to be poor because of this podcast. So anything you could give would be much appreciated. And as we get more people supporting us on Patreon, we'll do more Patreon exclusives for you guys as well.
I'm actually a Patreon member to 2 other podcasts, which means I should be helping Koji actually monetarily, but which I don't mind. So I'm on both sides of it is what I'm saying. And if you like something and you want to keep it going, that's how you vote. That's how you kind of keep things going. You know, if more people had given to Penny Saver, it would still be here.
All right. Now that we've gone over the facts, let's talk about our theories. You guys go first.
I want to go, but there's one thing I think we haven't talked about, and I guess we can talk about it as we give our theories, but it's just that, what does this Conrad Murray, what does he have to gain from saying this? Is he just trying to take the heat off of himself, or just prove that MJ was already messed up? Because it's such an odd thing to keep persisting. So it's either true or he's just weird, you know?
I'm bad, but that guy is way worse. He chemically castrated his own son. Maybe.
I think he just published the book for the money, because his medical license was revoked after the death. And he received the maximum penalty of 4 years. I believe he served 2. So he needed the money. He was released in 2013, and the book came out in what did we say, 2015?
Yeah.
So the man is broke.
Maybe Mike told him that story to get the propofol. You know, maybe he's like, man, I can't sleep. You know, my dad beat me up and he chemically castrated me. Come on, Doc, be a sport. You know what I mean?
PTSD.
But yeah, right. But here's my theory, though. I don't think this is that far-fetched, to be honest with you, though, because big money was involved, right? But I think Michael Jackson was not chemically castrated. I do think he didn't go through normal puberty, though. I think he was so afraid of Joe Jackson. Joe sat him down and said, we need you to not do this puberty thing. And he was so terrified in his whole body because of all the previous beatings. And so I think Joe Jackson just scared him into not having his voice change. I think that's my theory. Just, it's amazing what you can do when you have to, you know?
Yeah. It's like the mother lifting the car when the baby's under it kind of thing.
Right. Yeah. Exactly. And Joe just sat him down and be like, you know, like his voice cracked once, and the beating he got was so severe that his body just suppressed, you know, full puberty.
So your theory is basically that Joe willed Michael to not go through puberty, like just through sheer mental toughness.
Right. Prince kind of confirmed it, because Michael's son said, always be an example of sheer willpower and dedication. So yeah.
Wow. It's right there in his words.
Right.
He was trying to tell us the whole time. Okay.
Right.
All right. So my theory is a little bit more realistic than just sheer willpower. When he was 11 years old, he was abducted by aliens.
I knew it. I knew there would be aliens.
Here we go.
Who wanted to bring peace to the world. They were super concerned about the world. People were starving and people were killing, it was Cold War. They thought that, we're going to blow each other up. And so they brought in an alien person who had that voice range and who kept who had that voice, and they needed to copy it. So that's why it's a little bit different, but it's similar enough. Michael Jackson was not chemically castrated. He's not the Michael Jackson we saw wasn't the real Michael Jackson. It was just a alien.
So the real Michael Jackson went through puberty, but the alien continued.
Is that why the color changed?
Yeah, everything. That was all that was the he wasn't supposed to be here that long, but then the real Michael is having so much fun on whatever other planet or dimension or spaceship or something. He just didn't want to come back, and that's kind of why it became awkward toward the end, because he,
Yeah, I think that happened like right after Pepsi commercial shot shoot.
Okay.
I like that theory because there was fire, there was hospitalization.
Yeah, fire, and then he's like disfigured, and they switch Michael Jackson.
What's the song where is it We Are the World?
So you're saying it was originally We Are the Universe, and they had to change it.
They're like, that doesn't make any sense. We're talking about the world.
Right.
So that's why, like, if you caught Michael in a, the alien Michael, that is, and if you talk to him a little bit, he would say Space Brothers and Space Sisters, but then you'd always have to be reminded that that's not what we call other humans. We call them humans,
Right.
And the whole kid thing was a total misunderstanding. The aliens eat kids. Like, they actually eat them. Like, it's like veal.
Oh, so he wasn't a pedo. He was a child eater.
Yeah, exactly.
Different.
Veal, everyone knows this. It's 100% fact. I read it on Wikipedia. No, I read it on Mel magazine. That aliens enjoy human children the most. They taste the best. They're fresh. They don't have a lot of things in them.
But he didn't
Like
eat
lamb.
them. He had restraint, right? Or was he prepping them to eat them? Or what?
He was
what are we
prepping,
saying
and then
here?
those that got away and made the whole claims about him, those were the people that just got away. We don't know about the thousands of other kids he ate.
So are you saying that shaman is actually maybe in a alien language? Shaman.
Mm-hmm.
I don't even know what you're talking about.
It's when he says that. It's like instead of come on, he says like shaman.
Yeah, maybe that's the alien language. There you go. Thank you, Dwayne, for helping. I appreciate that.
What's that mean?
Like come on, but he says it funny.
Shaman.
Shaman, which I don't know. Only Michael Jackson could get away with saying shaman.
Doesn't he say?
And Mama say Mama Sama Makusa, that was probably some message.
Alien. It was an alien.
Yeah.
Oh god.
So wait, did the real Michael Jackson die, or the alien one? And where is the real Michael Jackson?
He loved the world outside. He loved the universe. He never came back. He just had to leave.
Oh, because there's no Joe Jackson there.
Yeah, exactly.
Maybe he'll come back now because Joe Jackson passed away.
Yeah, I mean, if John F. Kennedy Jr. could come back, right, with the whole QAnon thing, then why can't Michael?
Very possible. Very possible. Okay, now for my theory. All right, it is that he was chemically castrated. That's my theory. He was, but not with what you think. Like it wasn't like a drug or anything like that. I think it was some sort of like a natural type of chemical castration, because there are certain like herbs and things that I know as a woman that I can take that would mess with my hormones, that would like boost my hormones or whatever. So I think Joe Jackson used something like that, like some kind of a berry. Oh God, I forgot what it's called. It's like like reishi berry. I don't know. But one of those weird berries you get at Whole Foods. And I think he gave it to him as some kind of a tea, but it's like poisonous over time, that it does like hurt your body. So I think that like affected his sanity, and it made his voice higher, but it also damaged his brain, because it's like a poison over time. And I also think that Freddie Mercury died of the same thing. Freddie Mercury took it and made his voice higher, but then, when he got AIDS, it made everything, like he probably declined even more rapidly because he'd been taking this thing. So it's this, we don't know what it is, but it's some kind of an herbal remedy that messes with your puberty and your mind. And it can make you go crazy, or it can make you die of AIDS, but it makes your voice awesome.
Well, yeah, it can expedite if you have AIDS.
If you have AIDS,
saying,
yeah.
Right?
Expedite.
Yeah.
Okay.
Did Freddie Mercury have like the extra set of teeth or something?
Well, like a
He
shark, like multiple rows.
That supposedly helped his
Yeah,
vocal
that's supposed
thing.
to help him.
Oh
have
yeah, like he had like more resonance. Maybe. I still think he had that, because you can have extra teeth and that could help with your resonance, but your range is a whole other thing.
All right, Michelle, what's your theory?
I don't know. Like I think Michael Jackson didn't have a chemical castration, but he had like how do you call those? Like the plasma shot? Is that plasma? Placebo shots?
Okay, placebo.
Oh,
Yeah.
Placebo. Yeah.
His dad told him, I am going to chemically castrate you. And then Michael Jackson, I don't know. And his voice just got higher and higher.
Interesting.
Almost like hypnosis, really. Like he like almost like hypnotized him with fear.
That Joe has that little, I don't know, whip in his hand. Michael would do anything. I think that's what happened. That's why when he died, everything turned out. He was just a one regular man, but he told himself he's chemically castrated.
That's very similar to Dwayne's, except with the placebo part.
Right. I like it. But I've seen on YouTube, I just want to throw this out there, several different, stars, like singing stars, who have met Michael Jackson. They all claim his voice wasn't really that high when people weren't around.
Oh.
That's almost weird because like in the interviews, like every time I hear his voice, like when I think of his voice in my head, even when he's just talking to people, he's like, and Pepsi Cola and let's help the world. Like it's like
the Theranos lady.
It's like the opposite of Elizabeth Holmes.
Yeah. Because she was like, I'm a billionaire. Like,
right.
So it's all fake.
It's all fake.
Right. But you're saying Michael Jackson thought he was chemically castrated though, because of the placebo.
Yeah.
And then his body just interesting.
Yeah, but then like he knew his voice was not high because that when he talks to himself on the mirror, hey, I'm getting ready for the concert. I'm ready. And then like, oh no, my voice, hi. He had to adjust it right before he goes to the stage.
Right.
All right, so now we're at the point in the show where we need to pick the unofficial official story, one that will answer the question. So, what do you guys think? Which story should we go with? Let's vote.
Well, I have a feeling that mine's not going to get chosen because two of them are pretty similar, but I'm just going to say, I mean, Alien makes the most sense out of all of them. I mean, if we do Occam's razor, which is like, the idea that the simplest answer is usually the best answer, then the simplest answer is that alien. It's just he was replaced by an alien. That's just one thing. Whereas Dwayne's and Michelle and Kat, yours, they're all like, you have to have multiple things that have had to happen in order for it to work. Mm-hmm. Whereas mine's simple. It's just one thing. It's just aliens. So it's much simpler.
Right. Just aliens undetected. So that's the other part of yours.
No, just aliens. Yeah. I know it.
Yes.
It's detected. I figured it out. So.
Right. Well, what's interesting is that mine and Michelle's are similar. And I really, 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 really like Michelle's. I like the placebo angle. But I think I would have to go with Kat's only because his singing voice at least stayed really, really high. And I would like to think that the chemical castration would not completely give him a pass, but at least would explain some of the other crazy behavior. You know what I mean? It wouldn't give him like indemnity or whatever, but it would explain some of the other behavior. So I think Occam's razor, that is Kat's.
It's a weird drug, like a weird herbal supplement that messed everything up.
Well, oh no, I see. That's yours. Mm-hmm. Maybe not that, but he was castrated. No, because I'm saying he was chemically castrated.
Chemically castrated, so
maybe it was herbs. Maybe it was this new medicine that just came out. So I think Katz is the one that touches that. Yes.
Yeah, because I feel like mine is like neither. It's like but not what the guy thinks. Not like official chemical castration.
Right.
The DIY kind.
But the score right now is 1-1.
I like Koji's. Because I love aliens because I used to be one. Hey.
All right, so it's 2-1. Kat.
Oh, I get to be the tiebreaker. No, I'm not a tiebreaker. I can be a tie maker if I vote for my own, and then who will break the tie if I do that? Just kidding. I'm gonna vote for Dwayne's actually, because I do think that like Joe could have scared the crap out of him to the point where he just like thought he was chemically castrated. Just like convinced him, which is a lot like Michelle's.
Basically, it's Alien though. That's 2 votes for Alien.
Yeah.
So it's Alien. Yeah.
So it's Alien. So see, we didn't have to go through that part. We could just start.
You could have just skipped mine. That's fine.
Yeah, that's great. Thank you. I appreciate you guys. I knew before we started recording that my theory was going to be the theory. So
did you guys team up beforehand to be like, okay, it's aliens, you're gonna vote for mine?
Illusion.
I knew Michelle was an alien. No, I'm just kidding.
But given Michael Jackson and all the craziness, Alien is not even that crazy. When you you think of all the things, the look, the hanging in the babies over the balcony, all that kind of stuff.
He's just so strange. He's such a strange man. Like there is something, either he took something or he is an alien, but he is not a normal person.
and just one glove, and he's not playing golf.
That's true.
And that, you guys, is the official story. We'll take another break, and when we return, we'll delve into the biggest conspiracy theory surrounding the king of pop. Yeah, an even bigger one. Oh my.
So Michelle, let's talk about the show real quick. The show is called Japanese America with the Japanese American National Museum. Michelle and I are going to be the host. We're going to look at all things Japanese American, Asian and Japanese, and we're going to, have fun. It's going to be very much like This American Life. So by the time this show comes out, it won't be out yet, but keep your eye out for it.
With Michael Jackson being famous as he is, it's no surprise that there are a number of theories surrounding his death. Some say that he faked it, while others claim that he was murdered by a plot concocted by his business advisors and doctors. So, what do you guys think? Was Michael Jackson's death planned?
Yes. No. Maybe.
You covered all the bases, Kat.
Gut instinct. Yes, I totally see that being possible. Like, is there insurance money potentially? This was before the Oprah thing came, all the child molestation things got worse and worse and worse. So it's possible that if there was anyone that stood to inherit any money, they maybe wanted to stem the flow and have him die before that money completely disappeared from damages and lawsuits being paid out. So I definitely think there is motive for having him killed.
Yeah, here's the thing. He was getting ready for a show, like a big show. He was practicing at the Staples Center. Like, when you practice at the Staples Center, do you know how massive you have to be as a person? Not in a basement. He was practicing at the Staples Center, and he had sold out Wembley Stadium like over 20 consecutive nights. Wembley Stadium. So it's hard to think that the timing is so crazy, but I don't think the doctor would have been involved. I think the doctor probably got duped, maybe someone switched the amount on him,
Ooh, like in Knives Out, where he doesn't know what he's administering, and it was like a higher concentration.
Yeah. And the Jacksons were notorious for not paying people. So even though I don't know if the insurance money, I think you still want to do those 20 shows, but it's very suspicious to me.
I mean, he had enough money. It wasn't about, he wouldn't need those 20 shows. He was super, he owns the Beatles catalog, right?
Right. And that's another thing. Some people think that's another reason why he was
that it would have been like Paul McCartney. It was like
John Lennon.
No. Just some body or entity that had a problem with him owning it.
Actually, we could ask Michelle. We could ask Michelle. Michelle, was it Yoko Ono? Do you know Yoko Ono personally?
Yeah, I know Yoko. I mean, I know her, but I don't know her.
No, you know her personally. Was she involved in this whole Michael Jackson thing?
I'm not sure, but I mean, Michael Jackson wasn't poor, but posthumously, how do you say that? Like, after his death,
his
estate multiplied. He's got so much money after his death. So it's kind of suspicious, but I think the timing was ill-timed. But I think there are so many parties involved who wanted to draw money from him. And I think one party might have something to do with his death at that timing. Because other group of people, they wanted that concert to go well and end and make all that money. It's
got to be a specific person, I think, one or two specific people who plotted it. It's not going to be a big amount because it's really hard for people for a lot of people to coordinate and keep a secret, especially because once there's evidence that one is guilty, then they'll flip on everybody else. That's just how it goes.
To sell out Wembley Stadium, I don't know how many it holds, but it's in excess of 50,000, right? Probably even if it's 40,000, but let's say it's 50,000 times, and this is England, so it could be $200 per ticket. It could be more, 20 times. So let's say if one person got cut out of that deal somehow, then that person would have all the motive in the world to just try to not see these other people make a fortune that he or she wasn't going to be a part of,
Mm-hmm.
So basically, I mean, he of course there's conspiracy. I mean, we've already decided he was an alien. Mm. Right. So we all know that there's only a certain amount of time that an alien could act like a human before things go really wrong. So this was just his time.
So it's like the alien space people, the mothership was like, he's going off the rails. We got to get him. We got to collect him.
Yeah, and things were falling apart, and yeah, everything was just wasn't working.
His human skin suit was getting all discolored and weird.
Yeah, that's what happens.
Right.
Dwayne, why don't you tell us about that experience?
No, but, the other possibility is this. It's kind of like, and I don't want to. This is a little crazy what I'm about to say. Like Jay-Z has a sneaker, right?
Mhm.
And they claim when it came out, whenever it was, a few years ago, many years ago, it was like, oh, it's the most popular sneaker. This. I only personally knew one person that had them, and I'm a hip hop guy. So like, was it the top selling? You know what I mean? So what if they didn't sell out Wembley Stadium 50 times? Like, but they said they did to get an insurance policy that was that high. And then you kill Michael Jackson, you collect insurance.
So you could actually have bots, because they do, and I think in 2009 it was still possible. You could
Yeah.
have an operation where you have, or like a bunch of people in India with different accounts, just
Right.
like bot farming, buying the tickets over and over and over again from an account.
Right.
That
Yeah.
could
You
even
can, you can just lie, but yeah, you can do
borrow
that
it.
as well. You can,
Well, you
yeah.
can fully do it such that, people investigate it and they see like, yeah, these are
Right, right.
verifiable transactions. You can even
Right.
route it
And
through
then-
IPs all around the world so that they still
Right.
seem like they're geographically located. All of this is
Right.
completely possible.
Right. And then you refund all that money because not the insurance. And then you basically not really refunding it because
Yeah.
Mhm.
But what if the propofol was placebo too?
Ooh.
And so then he just
He
died,
just died.
because he believed it so much.
But that's good because basically he's so vulnerable and susceptible to placebo that first his voice didn't change, and then he died because he was like, that would make him a great artist if he could feel on that level. You know? I mean, he was a great artist, obviously.
Yeah, he was great.
Well, thank you, Michelle, for coming on with us. Please tell us where people can follow you.
Oh, I am on Instagram and MaliZaki, and TikTok, same, and MaliZaki, Venmo and MaliZaki, and YouTube and MaliZaki. Oh my
Can you
God.
spell that for us?
Yeah.
It's M.
M as in Mary,
Mhm.
A, L as in lion, I, Z as in zebra, AKI.
Okay.
Yeah.
MaliZaki, exactly how it sounds.
Well, thank you for having me on. It was fun. So much fun.
And thank you guys all so much for listening. There are almost 3 million podcasts out there, and we're honored you've chosen ours to listen to. Please check out our website, unofficialofficialstory.com, for our show notes or to hear our past episodes. And be sure to follow us on Instagram, X, and TikTok. Be sure to come back next month where we'll answer the question, did Hallmark create Valentine's Day to sell cards?
Is there Hallmark still? I guess I should have checked this out, but
Yeah,
there
they
still
do.
is.
Yeah.
Oh,
There's a Hallmark
I
channel.
mean, they have a TV station. Yeah.
when's the last time you guys sent cards to somebody? I don't know.
Well,
It's been a
I got a card from you today.
Oh, you did get. Oh, well, you got my Christmas card.
I got the Christmas card. Thank you, Koji. Yes. So, but typically I don't. Yes.
I bought some cards and then I never sent them. I just have the empty cards on my desk because I'm like, why am I gonna?
I give birthday cards if I'm going to a party, and I sometimes send thank you cards. I used to give out movie tickets as thank you. I don't know if that's still a thing, but I used to give out movie passes like, hey, thank you for whatever you did. Here's 2 movie passes,
I've never got one.
I got you, Koji. Yes.
All right, guys. Thank you guys so much. Thank you, Michelle. Thank you, everyone, for listening. Bye.
Bye,
Thank you, guys.
everyone.
Bye.